You are now listening to the Friends of Rugby podcast. Relax your anus. Balls. Thick thighs. Camille Shat. Where's his neck? Eddie Jones. You're fucked, mate. We're nice now.
And we are recording.
Hey.
Hello, friends. You're listening to the Friends of Rugby. The Friends.
Keep it.
I'm not going to keep it.
Yeah.
The Friends of Rugby. The number one lowest rated rugby podcast in the world.
In Western Canada, at least.
At West, the best. We're the best in
We're
Western
the best
Canada.
in Western Canada, yeah.
Yeah, and in Canada, we're the best
Yeah.
rugby podcast.
No doubt.
Easily.
No doubt.
Easily. No one's got
Yeah.
us.
We're not ex-professionals, though, which doesn't help.
No, if we were.
Wish we were.
What do you want to start talking about today?
Ooh.
Do you want to get straight into it?
I want to talk... Oh, what do you mean by get straight into it?
You want to get straight into the podcast? You want to start podding?
Do you have any stories for me?
We're playing podcasts.
We
so
are playing podcasts.
I got
Fisher
tons.
Price set us out. I don't know. Have I got any stories?
Okay, never mind.
No, fuck that.
I'll get this going.
All right.
I want to talk about dreams.
Oh, fucking hell. Go on then.
I want to get into some dreams.
All right.
Rugby dreams. When you were a child, what was your rugby dream?
It sounds cringy, but I did want to play for Wales. And I was never going to be good enough. Not even close, but I did want to play for Wales. It's every Welsh kid's dream.
Were you this like little kid with his sticky hands and his Welsh jersey on, running around the backyard?
My parents never bought me a Welsh jersey. They were poor. And even like the second-hand ones, I didn't have one. I used to wear a Manchester United jersey to rugby training. And it
Did
got
you
ripped to
become-
pieces.
Was that like the first like kind of jersey you've ever gotten?
Yeah. And it was a
Did
gift
that
from a
make
friend
you,
of
did
a
that
friend.
make you a Man United fan?
Yeah, by default. Yeah.
When I was a kid, some guy gave me his old Buffalo Sabres jersey.
Yeah.
And I loved this thing. I loved this jersey.
Yeah.
And I wore it all the time. And I was like a Buffalo Sabres fan for like the longest time when I was growing up as a kid.
They're an awful hockey team as well.
And it's an awful city too. Buffalo is a fucking gross city.
Oh.
Like a dirty, dusty city. Like not a nice place to
No.
live either.
And for the record, I'm not really a Man United fan anymore. It was a brief window.
If you could play, like if you could have played for any, let's just say Prem or URC team, who would you play for?
They didn't exist when I was a kid, right? That's the thing. So if you go back to the 90s when I was playing like junior, like, you know, minis and junior rugby, we didn't get professional teams until like 2000.
Okay.
So, and I'm from North Wales, so we don't really have teams of the caliber of South Wales. We're not a densely populated mountainous area. So you played for your hometown, and that was that was a good thing. And then we didn't really, I wasn't going to play. I had no ambition to play for one of the bigger club teams of South Wales. In fact, to this day, I'll tell you a story. You've got me going now. So when professionalism
I
started,
told you talking about dreams was a
yeah,
good
it's going
idea.
to bring out some salty Welshness in me, right? So when professionalism started, you had Ospreys, who represented Swansea in that area. You had Cardiff, represented Cardiff and the valleys above Cardiff, and Newport and Gwent, which is the Gwent Valley, southeast Wales, right? And everyone said, if you're from North Wales, you're represented by the Scarlets, who represent West Wales and the rest of fucking Wales. If you look at a map of it, it's mental, right? And I remember I was in a shop in Bangor looking at some rugby jerseys, and I was looking at this Swansea jersey. I was just looking at it because it was on sale. I wasn't going to buy a fucking Ospreys jersey. And this guy from Llanelli comes in, he goes, "You should be buying Scarlets jerseys, boy. They represent you." And I was like, I've never fucking been to Llanelli. I'm not going to fucking wear a Scarlets jersey, right? They've had one player from North Wales, two, George North and Rodri Jones.
George North is from the north.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. He played for Llangefni, which is on Anglesey, right at the top of Wales.
Oh, that's a really hard
My
word.
brother was in college with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, he's really sweaty hands when he shakes your hand. That's what my brother says.
I bet he looks like a sweaty guy.
Sweaty guy. Point is, when I moved to Cardiff to go to uni, I was like, I'm a fucking Cardiff fan because there's no representation in North Wales. I'm not fucking supporting the Scarlets. Ironically, they're doing quite well now. That's not ironic. That's
so much animosity.
unfortunate.
So much tribalism.
That's what it should be like. That should be like. You
Wales.
should hate this idea that everyone's like, oh, I support any Welsh team. Fuck that. Support your
Now,
team.
let's just say you grew up, you turned into a good rugby player now.
Yeah.
Now, in this day and age.
All right.
What team would you want to play for?
Cardiff.
You'd want to play for Cardiff?
100%.
Out of all the rugby teams
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
England and And in the Prem and the URC?
Yeah, 100%. I'd play for Cardiff. I love Cardiff. I lived there for 8 years. I fucking loved it there. Loved every second of it, and I love that team. I do really like that team as much as they're not the best team in the world. Like I like the style of rugby they play as well. You know, they're my team.
You think something like hillbilly Welsh country boy from the north wouldn't like the big city paper pushing Cardiff Blues?
Yeah, because that's the thing that pushed me to Cardiff. You know, I lived there for 8 years, so I moved there when I was 18, right? And then all these people saying you should support Scarlet, and no, fuck that.
That's like some kid that grew up in Invercargill in New Zealand. Invercargill is at the bottom of New Zealand.
Yeah,
it is like at literally the bottom of it.
Yeah,
that's like some kid there being like, I want to play for the Auckland Blues.
Yeah, but if he moved to Auckland, had a good time, and someone told him you need to support the Hurricanes because they represent your area, be like, no, I have no connection to that. It annoyed me so much that I was even more a supporter of Cardiff than Scarlets.
You don't know how many times when I lived there that people would, because I lived in the South Island, they would bitch about the North Island or Auckland in general.
Because they're the hillbillies in the South, right?
The paper pushers. I hear that term a lot. Oh, just the paper pushers up in Auckland.
Yeah. But do you know what's funny though? It's like when all like our like rough and tumble little towns think we're harder than like these English private school teams, and we'd play them, they would kick the shit out of us because like these kids from the city, they got more money, better resources. There's more of them, a bigger playing pool.
Like you think you'd grow up hating fucking like Cardiff?
No,
like, fuck Cardiff.
No, we were united in our hatred of the English. No, I fucking love Cardiff, man. Cardiff till I die.
I wonder if Ireland's like that with Leinster and Dublin.
100%.
Yeah, the fucking big city boys, blah, blah, blah.
No, you only get
they
like
got everything there.
But they do though, don't they? Like it's 2 million.
They do.
Like I was looking at the Ulster and the Connacht squads the other day. There's still a lot of private Dublin schoolboys in those teams.
They're feeding the whole
They feed
system.
the whole system, right? But, you know, there's 2 million people in Dublin, right?
They're battling for all the good players.
Yeah.
So it's like if you, back to New Zealand, if you look at all the schoolboy drama.
Yeah.
For like just headhunting the players and taking all the players, and some schools have all the yeah. But it's that when you hear about Leinster, it sounds like that.
It is like that, and like the thing they have got all those like private schools that they've got an insane number of. That's their academy system, right? Like they're just milking all these private schools there. And if I was like from Connacht or I was from Ulster, if I was from Connacht and everyone was telling me you're a development side, and they a while ago they were deliberately a development side, and that was a good idea. But Connacht are good in their own right now. So when Robbie Henshaw goes over to Leinster, that would irk me. And like they've got like 14 out of 15 of the Ireland squad playing for them on national contracts. That would piss me off. So yeah. But Leinster don't give a shit. They're going to walk the league this year.
If I could play for any team in the URC or the Prem, it'd be Leinster. But I want a Cadillac. I want
it all.
I want the the penthouse apartment.
Do you know who you would suit?
I think Galway or like Connacht.
Yeah. You would if you're going to play for any.
That looks like a nice little town.
Galway's nice.
Yeah. When you see it, it's like, man, that looks like a nice place to live.
It is. It's not. It's not a big town either.
No.
You know? And there's loads of really good live music in the pubs. There's loads of good pubs.
It looks like a really nice city.
No, it's good. I had a way better time in Galway than I did in Dublin. Not least because it's fucking cheaper as well. But you know who you would suit? You would suit Leicester Tigers. That's who you'd play for.
Why is that?
I don't know. You just give me that vibe. Hard-nosed, yelling all the time. A forward.
Swearing.
Yeah.
If I had to play in England, it would... I don't know.
I used to like Wasps, but fuck, they've gone.
Weren't they in Coventry?
Yeah, they used to be. Well, they've been in both London and Coventry, yeah.
I would probably play for the Harlequins or something like that.
I like the way they play. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm just thinking about where I want to live.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking about where's like, because if I'm going to play on any rugby team in the world, it's going to be like fucking, I'll play maybe the Kobe Steelers.
You'd go back to Japan.
Yeah,
take a big paycheck.
I really liked it there, or New Zealand. I'd play rugby in New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
I'd play in Dunedin. I'd play with the Highlanders.
That would be class.
Yeah. Dunedin's a great little town.
And you're playing with basically the best rugby players available to mankind as well. Like you're surrounded by the creme de la creme of rugby talent.
I really fucking regret living there, and then not ever playing rugby or getting into it.
You didn't know? You didn't know?
No one ever invited me. I didn't hang out with any rugby players.
Rugby is a bit inaccessible in places where rugby is an established sport.
I played hockey.
That's what I'm saying, though, right? Even in Wales, as long as I lived in different parts of Wales, if it was a football team going, someone would be like, hey, do you want to play five-a-side with us tonight? Do you want to come play for our football team. People don't invite you to come and try rugby like they do here. Like here, we're desperate for players, right?
You're super horny and desperate.
Yeah, but even in places in Wales where they struggle for numbers, they won't say come and play. It's weird. It's strange. I don't know why that is.
I was in a Foot Locker.
Yeah, which is a store.
Yes,
right?
It's a store. A shoe store.
A shoe store, yeah.
And I walk in there, and there's this guy, this stocky brick guy. This is like just last weekend.
Yeah.
And he's just like I was like, man, this guy would be a great prop.
Yeah.
He looked strong.
Yeah.
He was just built like a prop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, do you play any sports? He looks at me like, I don't play rugby. Boom, right away. So he was aggressive about it.
Did you have your rugby hoodie on?
No. And I was like, how did you know? He's like, people ask me all the time. I was like, who the fuck's asking you? But he was like mad at me for asking. No, I'll never play that sport ever. Way too violent. I was like, okay, calm
and he's
down.
Played football?
Like, where can you touch on the doll where rugby hurt you? Like, holy fuck. Like, I've never seen that.
You were like the third guy that week to ask him if he wants to play rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're hurting for numbers in Edmonton, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
But yeah. See, there you go. I told you, talking about dreams would be a
I wasn't sure where you're going. I'm glad you did.
I was just thinking today, I was like, if I could play somewhere, where would I want to play? I always want to own a team. Now it's not even dreams, not playing anywhere. Now it's like, oh man, if I could own a team, where would I buy? Who would I buy?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bad investment everywhere.
If I was a billionaire, I would make another Canadian professional team. I'd probably make it in Vancouver just because BC has I know Ontario has a big rugby community.
For the MLR?
Yeah, I'd make an MLR team in Vancouver, and I would try and tie it as some kind of academy to the Canadian rugby system,
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. But you gotta have a lot of fucking money.
I'd buy the goddamn Cornish Pirates.
And take them to BC.
I'd take them to Vancouver. No, I'd take them to the Prem.
Yeah.
You go to the TAP.
Yeah.
The Cornish Pirates.
Yeah.
You got a team that represents a whole group of people. Like, yeah, that's
a whole
great
Celtic nation. The forgotten Celtic nation.
The forgotten Celtic nation.
Yeah.
The worst named Celtic nation. Like, fuck, guys, come on. You guys couldn't have changed it up.
You know, like
years.
Cornwall?
Cornwall, like, fuck.
When you say it in that accent, it does sound weird.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some rugby because there's some stories. There's some Cinderella stories. This weekend was the Cinderella weekend.
Let's talk about results in the URC first.
Yeah, let's talk about the results.
Okay.
Let me bring it up here.
All right.
Let me get the bad boys up here.
Okay, we want to start with the URC.
Let's start. The first game. The first game of round 5.
Yeah.
The Heroes of Wales. The team that represents all of Wales now, the Scarlets. How do you say it?
Clonechy.
The Clonechy Scarlets.
The Clonechy Scarlets
Beat the Bulls.
How
do you feel?
Was that the first game of the weekend?
That was the first game of the weekend.
I don't think it was.
Yes, it was.
All right. Take your word for it. You probably got it up in front of you.
Yeah, I do have
You were right. Yeah, Benetton. Sorry, not Benetton. Hang on a sec. Yeah, you're right. Ulster Ospreys and Scarlets Bulls are the first 2 games of the weekend. Yeah.
How do you feel?
Like I said, it's good for the Scarlets. It's good for Welsh rugby.
You gotta make sure.
I'm not overly excited about it because I'm not a Scarlets fan.
Are the representative? They represent the north of Wales. They're the
Why
team.
have I given you another fucking bone to stab me with here?
I know you just fucking hell. You shouldn't have fucking told me that.
I'm never bearing my soul to you again.
The team of the
Next time you ask for a story, I'm just gonna get out the fucking Hungry Caterpillar and read it to you.
The team of the strong, hard, cold north of Wales, the Scarlets.
Yeah,
they did it.
They did. I think the thing that people are talking about is the red card, which was Johan Grobler.
Grobler.
I don't know how you say it.
Grobler.
I want to get this out of the way. That wasn't a red card. So that was stupid. And it's already been rescinded. This is the second red card in 2 weeks that the Bulls have had rescinded. So I'm going to talk about officiating in a minute. But for the sake of this game, that was a deserved win by Scarlets. That red card wouldn't have affected the result because either way he's going off for 10 minutes and it was already kind of 10 minutes left. So irrelevant in the result of things.
If we would have had LaRue, we would have won.
Yeah. All the other South African teams like, wait till we get our Springboks back, and like the Bulls is like, wait till Willie comes back. Willie's going to show you.
Back.
They're not as good as that Willie LaRue. I don't know what that's about. But the Bulls looked like they were going to win that reasonably comfortably in the first 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. I think the Bulls took their foot off the gas a little bit, but the Scarlets showed like, When they want to play, they've got some talent. Tom Rogers, do you see that Tom Rogers try where he just dances around 3 of them and slams it down right at the end?
No.
Unreal. Yeah, there were some really good tries in there by the Scarlets, so they deserved it. Bulls, I still think Bulls could win the league, but Leinster look kind of like no one's ever going to beat them ever again all of a sudden. What do you think?
I think the Bulls might have. Are they coming to the end of a road trip?
Yeah.
I think they might have I think they might have underestimated the Scarlets. That's how I feel when I feel about this. Like they're
a bit tired, maybe.
They'd be gone for about a few 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
They kind of underestimated them. They probably weren't taking them too serious. It's just the Scarlets.
Yeah.
And they kind of got shell shocked.
And in the scheme of things, it's not going to affect their, as long as they keep winning, which they will, it's not going to affect their season. It's a much bigger deal for the Scarlets than it is for the Bulls, right?
Yes. I still think the Scarlets, I mean, the Bulls shouldn't lose to a team like Scarlets.
No, they shouldn't. Not with the squad.
That being said, the Scarlets, have been playing pretty decent.
They're way better this year. And it's their defense, actually. Their defense has improved so much.
They have, if I just look at this here, they lost to Cardiff in round 2.
Yeah, but then they beat Cardiff pretty well.
They tied Benetton.
Yeah.
They lost to Cardiff pretty decently.
Yeah.
They only lost to Connacht by 1 point.
That was a close game.
Yeah. So they kind of got... and then they beat Cardiff.
Yeah, they did.
And then they beat the Bulls. And I'd say I put the Bulls, beating the Bulls is like beating Leinster.
Definitely.
They're easily the best 2 teams.
Yeah.
I think some of the I think it's going to be a bit of a mixture. Like some of the South African teams are starting to look really good.
Yeah. Well, I thought the Bulls were that team.
Yeah. But it's it's something to
be proud of, eh?
It's a bragging point.
It is, yeah. Scarlets, and the thing is, what's noticeable about Scarlets this season is when they've lost, they haven't got hammered, right? Actually, they've lost twice. That game against Connacht was close. Last year, when they were losing and they lost basically all of their games, they got hidings as well, right? They were just shit last year. This year, they look a lot better. I'd say the same for the Dragons. They look a lot better, What about
Ulster
Ospreys?
Ulster Ospreys. Fuck, guys.
Yeah, there's a caveat there, which I know it's an excuse, but their squad was a shell of a squad. Like Toby Booth said, they had 40% of their players unavailable or injured. They were dragging in semi-pro guys for that game. They were never going to win that game. In fact, I watched that game. They played reasonably well considering the squad they had. They did not stop fighting. So they were always going to lose that game. I didn't think they lost it particularly embarrassingly. And Ulster have some who's that guy? Their centre, Stuart McCloskey. Why is he not playing for Ireland? Guy's insanely good.
He's in the squad.
Is he?
Yeah. He's when you got the likes of Henshaw, Bundyaki, Gary Ringrose.
Yeah.
He takes the back seat there.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good. Is it a Leinster bias or is it he's literally not as good as Ringrose and Henshaw and Aki?
I think I wouldn't say he's not as good.
Yeah.
He's just they are at a different level, and there's parts of their games that are best in the world parts of their games.
Yeah, true. Aki particularly is insane. He might be the most physical center on the planet.
His defense is great.
His defense is very
Gary
good.
Ringrose too.
Yeah, Gary Ringrose's turn of pace. He reminds you of Hugh Jones. He'll go from just jogging to fucking sprinting in a split second, like an NFL player, right? That turn of pace is. Yeah, so yeah, you might be right.
But McCloskey, every time he's come onto the Ireland squad,
yeah,
he's looked great to me.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever really had a bad Ireland game.
No, Ireland have good depth at centre, unlike England.
Well, they might be relying on Ulster a little bit more this year in the summer. And
there's some injuries.
Internationals coming up here.
Yeah, there's some injuries.
The next game, Zebra Lions.
Do you know what's funny?
10-9.
2 teams unbeaten in the league, right? Lions are one of them, and they win by a point against Zebra. Is that...
Zebra took them to the brink.
They did. They totally did. Yeah.
I didn't watch this game. I just saw the highlights.
I tried to watch this game.
The highlights were 45 seconds long.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an awful game. I tried to watch this. I was 20 minutes in. I was like, this is fucking terrible.
The thing I noticed, I kind of zoned out even while watching the highlights. I was looking at the stands.
I said that to my wife. I said, like, this is professional rugby in Italy. And, like, there's one covered stand where there's maybe, I don't know, 1,000 people. And every other stand, there's, like, 3 people under an umbrella.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
And they're scattered. And
yeah.
like, I was just, like, looking. I was like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that doesn't look good at all. I wonder why they're shit. They got, like, no one showing up.
It seems like Benetton have siphoned off the life force of Zebra or something. Like they've vampired Zebra or something. Because, like, Benetton have got better and Zebra have gotten really bad, you know?
Well, it just looks, like, bleak.
It does.
When I saw the stands, I was like, oh, come on, guys.
Yeah. I know they're Italian and they're used to nicer weather than we are, but, like, you got to show up when it's raining.
I want to know the story. I should look up the story of Zebra and Benetton, like how those clubs came to be.
There is a story there. There was a third Italian region or team called Ironi. Do you know about that?
No.
Yeah. So originally there was another Italian team called Ironi. They fell through, and there was some, like, bidding as to who'd get the spot, and I think it was Zebra who got the spot.
Oh.
So they nearly didn't exist as a professional team.
Because Zebra and Benetton, like, they're in the north.
Right.
They're in the north of Italy.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, there's no Rome town. There's no Rome.
Well,
team.
I mean, people.
I thought Benetton or Zebra, when I actually looked at it, I thought they were like one of those were like probably on the outskirts of Rome or something.
Yeah. No, they're both north. There's a reason for that as well. It's like if you look at France and England and even Wales, there are places where rugby is way more popular. In fact, in England and France, there's places where rugby isn't a thing. In England, it's it's like the Midlands, the middle of England, like Leicester and not that's what in the West Country. In France, it's the southwest of France, right? It's a huge rugby country.
Yeah.
Same in Italy. Like it's not as big down south, right? It's only really a big sport up in the north.
I'm just surprised. I was actually that was surprising to me. I thought that one of those teams were like kind of like an outside of Rome or in Rome or something. And then when I noticed that, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like, that was surprising.
Yeah.
But oh man, and then it was like shitty weather. Like you pay money, go to this. The weather's just shit.
Yeah,
and you
it was
watch
awful.
this like fucking shit game.
Awful. It's like those are the days where there's about 2% of me going, maybe rugby league isn't a bad idea.
Sharks, Glasgow.
Yeah. Finally, the Sharks have done it, and they were true to their word. They got the Springboks back, and they won a game.
Yeah,
this was my best game of the weekend. This was my favorite game of the weekend.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, it was a good game. Do you not agree?
I didn't watch it. I only got to watch one game this weekend. Yeah, and when I was looking at some of the scores, I wish I would have watched them. I would have never ever watched Scarlet's Bulls.
No,
I would never have watched that.
Why would you have?
Because I was as soon as looking at that team, those two teams, I was like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna watch that. It's gonna be a slaughter fest.
Yeah.
Right. But that would have been a game to watch.
Yeah. Sharks Glasgow though, hell of a game. All of their Springboks were back as well. Sharks team was stacked.
Khaleesi still got a nice sick little try.
Yeah, Mapimpi was out
hero
there.
of South Africa.
Yeah, that was Etzebeth had some carries as well.
Well, let's see here. Let's look at their team here. I want to see this here.
There's
Oxnish.
Yeah.
Bungie
Bonambi.
I'm never gonna say that. Vincent Koch.
Yeah.
Evan Etzebeth.
Yeah.
Holy Sia Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wait till you see that back line.
Jaden Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Mapimpi.
Yeah.
Jeez. Afalili Fassi. Oh my God.
It's a hell of a team.
Trevor Naikane. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? Good to Glasgow.
For standing up to that barrage of...
Yeah, because they even took a yellow card in that game.
When the Sharks walked onto the field, there was a blinding light from all the gold medals they were wearing.
That is us. This team, the Sharks should win the URC.
If they lose any more games,
looking at this fucking team,
they should be embarrassed.
Louis Coam is on this on there too. I didn't even see that name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Lucania Am and Mapimpi in the back line.
Esther Husenheisen.
Yeah, Esther Husen.
Yeah, Esther Husen. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
He's going to be good. Sharks are in 13th, right, in the league. And they beat Glasgow. They beat them well. I hate this kind of South African thing that I hear from a lot of their fans. Wait till our Springboks get back. If your regular team can't fucking win anything, at home or away, you've got no right to complain that you're a good team when your Springboks are there. If you're solely reliant on half a squad of World Cup winners and your regular guys aren't doing anything, you've got a problem. Stop fucking whining
Especially
about
South Africa, where they have players just coming out of everywhere.
Embarrassing number of talent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So stop whining about it. This is a good win, though. I do want to talk about one thing. Gregor Brown got carded for a high tackle.
Yep. We watched it. We both watched it.
Yeah, we did. And, like, I don't know what else you can do to mitigate. He gets low. He wraps.
Get lower.
Yeah,
I
sure.
thought he could have got lower.
The ball carrier gets low, tucks his arm to knock him down.
I would have red carded that motherfucker.
Come on, help me out
Get out of here.
Don't stop winding me up. Stop
I
winding
told you
me
I
up.
wasn't feeling the same way.
Stop winding me up.
I won't wind you up. I'm not winding you up.
I sounded really serious then.
Scarlets, the team of Wales, the North Wales.
The rest of Wales.
It's
It's like Swansea, Cardiff, Newport, and the rest.
But yeah, I thought he could have got lower.
He looked like he was in ass to grass squat when he made that fucking. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like, I don't know what else you can do. He made every effort to make that a fair
There's
and
been
safe
some
tackle.
talk about the URC reffing has been the talk about it it's been a thing.
I'm underlining the word I wrote here, which is officiating. When we get to the end of our weekly review of the URC, I'm fucking going after him.
You're going after them.
We're coming.
Okay, Stormers
Yeah.
get one
Let's get
over
through quickly
Munster.
Munster look a bit ropey, eh?
I thought Munster were going to win this game.
Yeah.
I thought at halftime,
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
they're going to get this game.
With good reason. Look at their record against. Well, you told me this, so I shouldn't steal your thunder, but they haven't lost to a South African team in.
Since 2022.
Right. That's
And I
insane.
think this is the first time they've lost the Stormers.
Yeah. Yeah. That is mental.
That is mental. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's like at halftime, it was 14-12. I was like, I just had this feeling that Munster were going to pull this out.
Yeah.
You know, that what was it again? I think it was the Clark try? Yeah, where they did Jack Crowley does a sick kick, chases it down.
Yeah.
Some from the Stormers grabs it, and then the Munster rucks over.
Yeah.
I love a good ruck over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see that enough.
No.
I need to see more like ruck wins
Yeah.
because that was beautiful.
And Munster are very good at it.
Yeah, and
Because they're a
then
hell of a back row.
Second half came in, and Munster just kind of fucking fell apart.
Yeah. I don't think Jack Crowley had the best game of his life.
He made some bad decisions.
He did make some bad decisions,
Dude,
yeah.
there was just some bad fucking decision making. It's just that they're just like, they got out, and they're like, fuck it, guys.
Yeah.
We just want to go home.
They do have injuries as well. Like, you got to be... And they, to be fair, they've played some hard fixtures. They had a hard start to the season, right?
They're also getting fucked in the scrum, too.
They were. They get mangled, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't win without a set piece.
No, you can't.
And it was just everything just was just falling fucking apart.
Yeah, meanwhile... No, I'm going to mention that in a minute. But yeah, I don't know. Munster have, in the last 2 seasons, been a bit ropey at the start and then stormed back to the top of the league and made the playoffs. And in one of those, 2 years ago, they won it. So don't write them off yet. They have a lot of injuries.
Oh, I'm not writing off Munster at all.
No, never do that.
No,
they've got a good team.
that was just that team. That was just a game where they just let it go.
Yeah, they weren't up to it, were they?
Yeah.
They weren't up to it. And they scored 19 points, so it's not the end of the world.
Next game of the weekend, Edinburgh, 27-8
Yeah. I've either
to
got...
Cardiff Blues.
In Ospreys, I've got a good excuse. In the Scarlets, they won. Awesome. For the Dragons, they played decently well. Cardiff have no excuse. Like, they started strong. I'm really sad about this because like they just didn't really ever get going. They looked like they looked pretty good at the start, and then in the second half they just kind of capitulated. So they've got a pretty good excuse. I think they're down to their third choice hooker. We lost Liam Belcher, our captain and our best hooker, and we couldn't win a line out after that. So yeah, whatever.
I think I figured out what's going on with Cardiff.
It's hookers.
No, it's not hookers.
It's hookers.
What the fuck is no.
And money.
No, it's not money. It's not. It's Callum Sheedy.
Yeah. Oh, do you know, I was ready to fight you, but you're not wrong. He's third in that list of problems, but he's definitely not living up to the hype.
Like, he's just letting the team down.
Last week when Tynus de Beer came on to replace him as well, the game changed for the better.
He didn't even play.
Who? No, I'm talking about last week.
I know, but this week he didn't play.
Who didn't?
Tynus de Beer.
No, Sheedy started, and Sheedy was the captain as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that's the problem right there. Tinus de Beer is your hero.
I knew that last year. I know we needed backup at 10. I just didn't realize Callum Sheedy was going to be a letdown. I thought he was going to be.
Tinus de Beer is the representative of the North of Wales.
I would follow that man into war. I
would too.
I fucking love me some Tinus de Beer.
I want him. I don't care what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want Tinus de Beer on my team.
Me
or
too.
with me in my group.
Yeah.
We're playing fucking laser tag.
Yeah.
I want Tinus de Beer playing.
When we're picking a Lions squad pretty soon, I'm picking Tinus de Beer. And you can be, he's not quite like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he should be
He's
in there.
He is in there. He's in the fucking squad. He's going
He should
to
be
Australia.
a Springbok.
Yeah.
He should be anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I want him to have dual Welsh and South African qualification. I want to make a special jersey for him, half Welsh, half South African. Fucking love Tinus de Beer. But yeah, Callum Sheedy, bit of a letdown. He wasn't the best 10 in the Prem, though, was he? People forget that. He wasn't exactly... He had a lot of experience.
When he came on the scene, there was lots of hype about him.
Yeah, there was.
And he kind of faded off into
He's been given a go at the
wilderness.
Welsh 10 jersey. He has had some caps, and he's never really made it his own.
I'm trying to think of another fly half he's reminded me of. Someone that kind of came on the scene, but couldn't just make the cut.
Jack Carty.
Not Jack.
Joey Carberry.
Joey Carberry.
Although his injuries were more of a factor than his ability.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Yeah, Joey Carberry.
That was good. That was a good shout out.
Thank you.
But yeah, poor old Cardiff.
Hey.
The dream team.
Hey, always the bridesmaids. We won 4 games last year, so we've only got to win 2 more, and we're doing fine.
4?
Yeah, but remember we had 11 losing bonus points last season. 11 losing bonus points.
We got to go to Connacht, Leinster. Another
How do you feel about that?
Connacht letdown.
Yeah.
Something about Connacht this year is just not.
Or were Leinster looking fucking unreal?
There was a scary moment with Kieran Frawley
Yeah.
because he went off after like 18 minutes or something like that. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Rolled his ankle. Everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Ireland are finally getting some injuries.
Ireland got a fuck ton of injuries in general,
And like I said,
they got a hooker issue too.
They do.
Like Dan Sheehan is
out
injured
for a while. I think he broke his leg, didn't he?
I think is it Dan Sheehan? Ron Keller?
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking injured.
Yeah.
Like those are like the 2 best hookers.
Yeah.
In Ireland.
Yeah. No
Done.
doubt. For a wee while as well.
They're gonna have to go to Scannell and Herring and Hefferman. Like those guys have all got Ireland.
They've all got
too.
caps, yeah. They've all got caps. But yeah, you're right. And like I was telling you, Ireland haven't really had an injury problem for a long time. Yeah, they've had a few injuries, but not to the same extent as other teams. Other teams always have 4 or 5 serious injuries, right? It's just rugby.
Mm-hmm.
Ireland have been a bit lucky, or they manage their players well. But now all of a sudden, maybe as well, I'm noticing that Leinster are not playing B teams or C teams. They are playing their best available team every game.
It is the beginning of the season though.
But what I'm trying to say is Leinster finally are going, we're not fucking losing the URC this year.
I still think it's too early. It's too early in the season. I think you're going to start after because a lot of them are going to be gone for a long time after the autumn internationals.
The whole starting 15, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be gone for a while. It's too early to see what Leinster are really going to do. Maybe they have learned and they want to put out their best teams now, week in, week out. But man, a lot of those Ireland players, they got a lot of kilometers on them.
Yeah, their starting 15 is looking a bit. Their front row is looking tired, isn't it? If you're still playing Cian Healy as a backup to, is it?
Yeah, they're still going to Cian Healy.
Yeah,
he's got 1 foot in the grave.
I know. Yeah, he looks knackered. I think that's just age, though.
Like he could qualify for a seniors meal at fucking Wendy's.
He's got a free bus pass, man.
He gets a free fucking bus pass.
Yeah.
Like they're still going to him. He's the guy. He's the next guy. Not some young, youthful fuck. No, it's him.
You got Ollie Yeager and Finlay Beelum like scratching their asses going like, what have we got to do to beat Cian Healy? You know that meme and it's that guy and he's like the overweight guy does a backflip on his rollerblades and like, this is what peak male athletic performance looks like. That's Cian Healy just rocking up, throws a cigarette on the ground, stamps
Porter,
it out. Yeah.
And then right after him, the next best loose head in Ireland, Cian Healy.
Cian Healy.
And then that's it.
The money. Yeah.
And you're just, I can't even name another one. I can't even name another guy. Like, it's just, it's scary. And they do have, you're seeing, I think the Boks are going to have a similar situation. Those guys are playing a lot of rugby.
I read the other day, and I really don't want to get the wrong name here, but I read it might be Vincent Koch is looking at I think it's Stephen Kitsoff. He might be looking at retirement because of a neck injury. Yeah, I think it's Stephen Kitsoff.
They have a fuck ton of rugby behind them.
Yeah.
So I think like they're in a golden era right now with their Springboks.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them, a lot of their stars. They got a lot of miles on them.
They do.
Yeah, I could see, and you could see like England, the All Blacks, Wales, even Australia.
Yeah.
They're relatively younger squads.
No one's got a younger squad than Wales. We're picking school children. But you're right, all those other teams,
They got a lot of young kids.
England and New Zealand actually have a really nice blend of experience and youth.
It's true.
Not that
Right?
they're making
But there's
it
a
count,
lot. There's
but
a lot new faces.
Yeah,
A lot of youth.
Yeah. France
The-
actually have the similar thing.
The only thing is like if we're gonna sidetrack here anyways, but with New Zealand, it's like when a young person came into New Zealand, they were coming into like a fucking like a dynasty team.
Yeah.
So every player for like the last like forever, every time a new player came in, now they're kind of like this is the first time I think they for themselves they're in like a rebuild.
Yeah.
They're trying to like recreate that atmosphere. Because now young guys are coming in and the All Blacks like, well, we just lost our last 2 games or we lost our last game. Like it's just
There hasn't been an era in my lifetime where a freshly capped Kiwi plays for New Zealand and he's not surrounded by World Cup winning legends. This is the first time that's happened. This is the first time a freshly capped Kiwi doesn't believe they're going to win every single game for the rest of their lives. Right? And we talked about this a lot when we were in the dry patch of the fucking Tri-Nations fun show or whatever it's
now
called.
you got the new kids coming in. They're walking in and the dressing room's kind of dirty.
Yeah, and RD Severe's like mopping the floor like, oh, grab a broom, boys, grab a broom.
Ioni's making some kind of like construction paper craft. Like everything's so fucked. Like what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, Scott Robertson's just crying and reading How to Teach Rugby for Dummies.
Yeah, so it's just such a different atmosphere for young kids coming in there. But what were we talking about? Connacht Leinster.
Connacht Leinster, yeah. Let's mention RG Snyman. Do you see that little celebration? He's pretending the ball's stuck to his hand and he like kicks it off. And there was just something so fuck you Munster about it. Like he just is amazing at Leinster. Just carrying hard, scoring tries, like doing these funny little celebrations and like poor little Munster down in South Africa getting stomped on. Like,
And the last game of round 5, Dragons, Benetton. Oh, the Dragons.
I'm still, if I was a Dragons fan, I'd be saying give it 2 or 3 years and we might win a game because they actually look competent this year. Except for Angus O'Brien at fullback who can't tackle. And several other players. But they look way... But the problem with Dragons is like they look good enough and you think, okay, maybe the next game, and you look at who they're playing next game, and even if they're playing Benetton, you think, oh, they're not going to win that. There's no one except Zebra on there who I think they could probably beat them.
Oh, it's been the first time in a long time that Benetton have been the team where you're like, oh, I don't know if they're going to win. Whoever's playing them.
That's because they sucked Zebra dry with their vampire spirit and now are the best Italian side. I have no evidence for that at all.
Come here, Zebra. We want to invite you to a party. Okay, thanks, Benetton.
Yeah, I'd love to come. What should I bring? Nothing. Just your neck.
Just bring your neck. And then they fucking killed them.
Yeah. They sucked all their talent. They didn't do that, by the way. I'm just being
well,
silly.
there's rumors. It's not totally 100% not true.
Oh, I love a rumor.
That Benetton's not just a bunch of full of rugby vampires.
Good, I love an unfounded rumor.
They just go to their party and they just got their teeth sunk into a bunch of balls.
We need to send fucking Van Helsing to Northern Italy or something. All right.
And that was round 5.
Yeah, okay. Officiating in the URC.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
It's been on my mind for a while.
Come at it.
Because I felt like a conspiracy theorist sometimes because a Welsh team would go and play in Scotland or Ireland. And that it haunts me to this day that they Cardiff went to play Ulster last season and it genuinely felt like someone had paid the ref to be like, Ulster winning today, okay? And he's like, yeah, no, I got you. And and I know it sounds mental and obviously that's not what happened.
It does.
And I felt like a couple of times over the years and I know that's bias and I know that isn't the case. But the objectivity of it is that the standard of officiating in the league is shite, comparatively. In the Gallagher Prem, the reffing is just better, right? And this isn't a problem that's going to go away. 2 red cards were rescinded for the same Bulls team this week and last week. That shouldn't happen, right? That tackle I was on about in the Glasgow game, I don't think it should have been a card. And even if it is, it's not consistent, right? It's not fucking consistent. It just drives me nuts. There has to be a better way to do this. And they only just fixed they fixed the YouTube highlights. And I thought, oh, thank God we got one thing sorted. We can finally be best league in the world. And then I watched the highlights this week and they're back to being shit.
You know what we need?
What?
A bunch of rule changes.
20-minute reds. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that the officiating has been the talk of the town in the URC.
Yeah. But and like I'm saying, I've been talking about this for years, but I'm scared to talk about it because everyone's like, shut up, you Welsh bitch, you little conspiracy theory freak. Like, but now the South Africans are whining about it.
But it's not,
both can be true.
Yeah,
both can be true. You know?
Both can be true. And any kind of like, there's always some sort of truth lingering.
That's right. No smoke without fire.
Yeah.
You know, but now the South Africans, now I've got 60 million angry South Africans also yelling this. I don't sound mental anymore, you know, which is nice.
You're just going down conspiracy lane here.
Yeah, well, that's what we do, isn't it?
Got you making up conspiracies about the refs. Next, you're going to be telling me about how they're making hurricanes and shooting them.
They send hurricanes to the scarlet places, okay? That's why they were shit last year. Democrats sent hurricanes to Kinecki for no particular reason.
Fuck you, Wales. Here's a hurricane.
That's all I got to say on the matter. Sort your fucking YouTube out. Sort your.
Did you hear also talk about rules and stuff like that? Ireland have joined the fight against 20-minute reds.
They've joined the good fight. I'm proud of them, actually. I'm proud of them. Someone needed to say it. And other people have said it, including other... I think France said
France have. I think France were like the first big nation to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It just feels like a New Zealand idea that we in the North, as sensible human beings, need to shoot down. We need to go, stop trying to make this rugby league. Your sport is dying. That's not our problem. We're sticking to the rules we've got. We're just going to officiate them better.
It's like if you can't play a disciplined game,
they're
like, just get rid of the reds.
Yeah.
Get rid of the red cards.
Yeah.
Then we'll fix the game.
Yeah. Like,
how long has there been a red card in rugby?
As long as there's been rugby.
Yeah. How long has rugby been around? 125 years, 130 years, 140 years?
Yeah. Long fucking time. Over 100 years, easily.
Yeah. And he had red cards.
Yeah.
Red cards aren't the issue.
No, because if you're a piece of shit, and this was what annoyed me when Wales won their Jam Slam, right? Everyone was like, oh, you only won it because of the red cards. Or maybe you lost it because your team are a bunch of dirty bastards, right? You get a red card because you're playing like dickheads. And if that loses you the game, that's your fault, no one else's. That should never change. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that it ruins big games, but that should encourage teams to be better disciplined. If we say, do you know what, we give up, it has ruined games, you guys can start taking each other's heads off again. What the fuck was the point about talking about safety for all these years? If we're just going to go, yeah, we give up, you can play for the whole game with your full team. You just got to miss an extra 10 minutes. It's going to encourage enforcers to come back.
Now, with a 20-minute red, just to be clear for everyone, when you get a 20-minute red, like if I get a 20-minute red in a game, I'm gone for the game.
Yeah.
But another player can come in after 20 minutes.
That's true. But the reason a game is ruined is because you are not playing with 15 guys for a whole game, right? You cannot beat a team with one less guy in rugby. Rugby is about managing space on the field. If you've got a whole person less space, you're not going to win that game.
And we're not talking like there's tons of red cards handed out all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And we talk about one of them.
Yeah.
One or two of them out of 20, 30.
Yeah.
It's the big games that they matter, right? It's the big games where everyone's watching.
Yeah.
That these happen.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about too. So it's the situation because it is a big game. I don't want to pay a bunch of money, go to a game, and then there's a fucking red card because I feel like I got robbed of a game.
Right. But that's the team you're supporting should feel embarrassed by that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take away that feeling, right? If you've ruined 50,000 fan experience because there's a dickhead on your team who tried to decapitate someone, that's his fault. He needs to learn, right? If we give him leeway and say, no, not him can come back on, but your team isn't going to suffer as much as it would have, what message are we sending?
I could just see like teams just like sending out some fucking like, oh, how did this guy make the squad?
Yeah.
And then he gets on the field like, hey, just fucking take DuPont
Just kill
out.
DuPont.
Just kill DuPont.
We can afford to lose you. They cannot afford to lose him, right?
Okay, boss.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Get him.
No, that's locker room. Get on the field. Okay, red and green makes purple.
Put the knife down.
Yeah.
Didn't say kill him like that.
You said to kill him. No. Oh my God, just get out there and get him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like those like sidekick bosses, like they would like the Joker's sidekicks. They always make dumb. Oh, sorry, boss, we messed up again. You killed DuPont. You killed him.
You actually killed
I said hurt him. Sorry, boss.
Yeah.
Did we do bad?
I could just see those kind of situations happen. Like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, totally.
You lose fucking, Bumble Bill.
Yeah.
And then the other team loses DuPont.
Yeah. Remember, and this isn't saying that this was the guy, but he had a reputation for it. Bakky's both the South African player. He was known as an enforcer, right? He was known for shit kicking people on the field. Just huge, gross tackles, right? We'll get those guys back. We'll get them back. Massive dudes whose job it is to just smash people. Now, you could say, well, we've got that now. We've got someone like Courtney Laws. But Courtney Laws is a fucking good rugby player.
Yeah.
As well as putting in excellent legal hits. When was the last time you remember Courtney Laws taking someone's head off? I don't remember. Every tackle he does, they're legal, right?
I've seen him send some guys to heaven.
Right.
With some completely legal tackles.
Legally, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I want the physicality in the game. You don't have to decapitate someone for this game to be physical. Far from it, right? Now, fuck this 20-minute Red Bull shit. If you fuck up and your team suffers and 50,000 fans have a shit time, I can live with that. Because this game needs to be safety first,
You are angry today.
Oh, you set me off. Keep fucking going on about fucking Scarlets.
Scarlets, the team of
the
the
rest
North.
of Wales.
Let's go. Let's talk
including
about
the islands.
Let's talk about some pram because the pram was
The pram.
the pram. Let's talk about the pram.
Yeah.
Because the Cinderella story of the pram.
A Newcastle Cinderella.
They are the Cinderella.
No, this is like if a goblin from Lord of the Rings won something. Oh, fuck. Did they win?
Newcastle finally get a win.
Yeah, they do.
25 games in a row they've lost.
That I didn't realize it was that many.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The last time they went on a losing streak was 20 games.
Trump was in office.
Yeah. And
He wasn't.
to end that losing streak, they beat the Exeter Chiefs.
Which,
and then they've done it again.
If you'd have said they beat the Exeter Chiefs last year, everyone would be like, what the fuck? But like beating the Exeter Chiefs this year, apparently that's an easy thing to do.
What a shocker.
Yeah.
I think the biggest story out of this game is not Newcastle getting the win. It's what the fuck's going on at Exeter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, actually. Because Newcastle don't have a bad team. They're just not as good as the other teams. Exeter should be winning these games. Should be.
I'm going to say this week after week, and I want to stop saying it, but I thought Exeter were going to be the team to beat.
Yeah. They're like the opposite of Glasgow. You just keep hyping them up. You just have faith without evidence.
The rugby vampires of England came over to Exeter and sucked them, took all their rugby talent. Something's going on there. Something's going on. Because when you look at that team sheet, you look at everything they got there. I don't know what's going on.
Last week I'd have said they're a very good team in a very competitive league. Sometimes 3 losses in a row happen.
I wish I would have watched
this week. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Because you look at that, I'm like, I'm not going to watch the game.
That's the thing. I wish I'd have watched it as well because we'd probably have a good idea of why that happened. I don't know. I just watched highlights. I haven't got a clue. Good for Newcastle. But yeah, I like Exeter as well. Like I want them to win. You know?
I do too.
One
I
of my
like the
better
young
favorite
squad.
teams. Yeah.
I like a lot of the players on it, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
No, I don't. I haven't got a clue.
We got to get someone from Exeter.
Yeah, we've got to get an expert. We're going to go to the Exeter corner with our racist expert.
Yeah, let him break down what's really going on there.
Yeah.
Get someone on the inside.
Yeah.
Next game, Northampton, 47-17. They beat Sale.
Yeah.
Northampton are picking it up.
They're back, baby.
They had a little bit of a rocky start.
Yeah, I thought as league champions they should have been throwing their weight around a bit. I know they've lost a few guys and stuff, but I don't. Sale as well. Sale are like Bath for me. I just don't care. You know.
Yeah, they are kind of they those two. I do kind of compare those two teams.
Yeah, the bland
boring,
blue boys. Yeah. Until Phil Russell joined Bath, I was like, who are Bath? Who are they? And now, like, you know, Sale occupy the same space for me.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Bristol Saracens. Bristol 35, Saracens 37. Oh my God, you cannot kill the Saracens.
Well, Lee Halfpenny did the week before.
Yeah, he did.
And Bristol made a good go of it, to be fair. But yeah, Saracens, man, I think they're winning this year.
This is, in my eyes, Bristol and Saracens right now are the best two teams.
It looks that way. Yeah, that's a weird thing to say, but yeah, it does look that way. Yeah.
So this could be how it worked out. It could be the final.
I was hoping Michael Checker would, break some hearts this year
with
Leicester.
Well, Leicester are playing really good too.
They're doing well, so I still think they're up there. But I think Saracens are slightly edging. I think even Bristol is slightly edging Leicester at the minute.
Because we're 5 rounds into the Prem.
Yeah.
What's the table looking like here?
The Gallagher Prem is one of the most fluid and incredible leagues in the world. I'm just going to keep talking while I Google Gallagher.
So we got Saracens at first, 4 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah.
Bath, 4 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah, Bath are doing well.
Leicester, 4 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah.
Bristol, 3 wins, 2 losses.
Yeah.
So
And the rest.
yeah, Leicester are doing fucking really good.
I take it back, actually. I think I had something else in my head. Yeah, no, Leicester are looking the real deal, aren't they?
No, Czech's coming in. He's doing something there.
Unless they went bad last year. Like, they weren't...
He was in an interview this weekend where he talked about he literally gave credit to himself. Like, yeah, I went in there, gave him some shit.
I love it.
I gave him a talking to, and
I
he
love
came
it.
out. I was like, you should let someone else do that.
Do you know what happened in England, right? Martin Johnson coached England in, I think it was the 2011 World Cup, and they were just embarrassing. Like, they were tearing up hotel rooms, just being classic stereotypes of what people think English tourists are like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Stuart Lancaster came in and he was like, no, we've tidied up our act. We're going to be... And everyone in England was media savvy and boring and normal and friendly and nice. And they got rid of all the private school boys and they got in these publicly educated kids. And then since Czech has come back, I'm like, thank fuck. England, be the baddies you were born to be, right? We want to hate you. You've made it really hard recently. We like you a bit.
Yeah,
be the baddies again.
He is. He's just saying whatever the fuck he wants. He's walking over to the interviewers with a cigarette in his hand. And he just tosses it
Flicks
into
on their eyes.
Into the stands.
Get
or
rid
on
of
the
that
field.
can. I'm not talking to that can again.
Yeah.
You know, like Bane in Batman.
He throws his garbage out on the road. Right before he goes and parks, he just tosses his McDonald's bag right into the road. Pulls in.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Just treats serving staff like shit. Would you like a drink? Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Not getting a tip. No,
I haven't slept in 32 hours, mate.
I love it. He's everything Eddie Jones wishes he was, you know? He's the real hard bastard you don't want to fuck with.
Well, Eddie Jones kind of opened the door for all that.
He did. He created villain era rugby coaches.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, Warren Gatland he wasn't evil enough. He was just a bit like the Penguin.
Yeah, he was like silently sinister.
He was. He's up to something. But Eddie Jones didn't. He was mean to the press.
He was mean to everyone.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. And now Michael Checker's Bane from Batman, you know? Like, he's come in and he's like, you rich people living too good for too long. And he's in the sewers fucking raising an army of troublemakers. He's going to take over Gotham. I'm here for it. I want baddies. I want him to be a baddie.
Harlequins, they lost to Bath. They lost to Bourne. They got bored to death from Bath. Bath showed up at the stoop and they're just like, oh man, why am I so tired?
We don't have many listeners at all, right? And if there's even any from Bath or Sale, every week we're just like, Bath is boring. We hate them for no particular reason. Really good rugby team.
That's my breakdown of the game.
Yeah.
The Harlequins just started getting tired.
Yeah.
Because they
sort of forgot where they were a bit.
Yeah. This Bath came in there and they're like, yeah, so I was doing this crossword and oh my god, shut the fuck up.
We've got really nice architecture in Bath. You should stay. What?
Yeah.
And then no, they've scored a try. That looked like the game of the week. No.
These are some tight games.
This is the Gallagher Prem. This is what it's like. Exeter need to step up so that every single game is like 1 point difference, just like it was last year.
I wish we were part of it. I wish Wales was part of it.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Not this week.
I know inside your gut.
No, fuck you.
Yeah. And then we got Leicester. Beaten Gloucester.
The baddies.
Gloucester,
The bad
a.k.a.
boys of the
Team
Prem.
Wales.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, that looked like a good game. I didn't watch that one. That looked like... I actually wouldn't mind sitting down and watching that full game if I can find it somewhere. That looked like a good game. Max Llewellyn, who just got called up to the Wales squad, scored a hat-trick as well. So we got a tasty-looking centre.
Well, let's talk about some squads.
Yeah.
Let's talk about...
let's do England squad first, though.
England squad.
Yeah. England squad. What do you think,
It
Stephen?
looks like an England squad.
Well, there's some interesting stuff in there.
I can't think of anyone that's like not available. That's like my only surprise on this team. Is Alex Dombrand. I fucking
You don't like him, do you?
Oh, he's fucking awful at Test rugby. He never has a good game. I don't know what Borthwick like sees in him.
Well, it wasn't just him. Eddie Jones capped him, I believe.
I don't. Yeah,
and he wasn't that impressive then.
But he didn't play him. He was kind of like out of the squad until
he did play.
Until Borthwick came in. He played a couple games, but he wasn't in the squad. He wasn't.
Right, he wasn't the starting. He wasn't your main guy, is what you mean?
No, because you're talking about the era that had
Vunipola.
Yeah, the Vunipola era.
And now Ben Earl is kind of your go-to 8, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he is very, very good. And I actually like Don Brandt a lot at club level. I agree he just hasn't stepped up internationally as probably as he wants to.
Having Luke Cowan-Dickey back's big.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If I see I'm looking at this right now.
Who are you looking for?
If I see this motherfucker sitting in...
Elliot. Yeah?
No, he's not.
Elliot Daly's there.
Oh, he is there.
Sitting
Oh my God. You can't kill Elliot Daly.
Sitting on 69 caps.
I swear to God. That's so surprising. I can't believe he only has 69 caps.
He is the Swiss Army knife of rugby players.
Like
He'll do any job.
I
any
can't
job.
believe he's still in the
He's like,
squad.
you want me to play prop today? I got it, Steve.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
I was looking,
yeah.
I was like scanning, like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Is this the finally of the year? No, he's fucking wormed his way in there.
Yeah, he has.
And I heard he's been playing actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. He's playing for anyway.
Well, they got
Fewa Boso,
yeah.
Judas.
He's on that squad.
Yeah, he is.
Well, they got some I think that their first game is New Zealand.
You are right. This is a weird. Yeah, there's nothing dramatic about that, is there? Not that there should be. It does kind of pick itself. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Well,
I like Ben Earl. I'm excited for Ben Earl to continue being capped. I mean, mind you, he's on 33 caps already, so he's had plenty of them.
Well, the other guys that are eligible to be making this team are not even playing in England anymore.
No, that's true. There's a lot of boys in France now. Yeah, because actually, I just read that George Ford is potentially out for a while. So at 10 for England, you've got Finn Smith and Marcus Smith, who are both very good, but they're not like...
I think it's the Smiths era. I think this is time to like start looking...
But do you know what I mean? Like, before you had Owen Farrell and George Ford, who played a very English style of rugby.
Yeah.
Finn Smith and Marcus Smith are not those guys, are they?
No, they're not.
They're very good players, and I'm excited to see that.
Finn Smith is not too mavericky.
No, he doesn't take its line as much.
George Ford.
He is. Yeah, he's got a slightly more conservative game, but he's very young as well. So that's actually exciting for England. I think I'm excited to see a different style of play, maybe because it's been forced on them a little bit at 10. Who'd you start though? Do you start Marcus Smith or Finn Smith? Or?
Oh, you're gonna start Marcus Smith.
I think so.
He's got
too.
all the experience.
Yeah, I think so.
You're 100% going with him.
You've also got Henry Slade, who is a handy 10 if he wants to be. But not gonna start him there. I don't think.
Another, and again, Zach Mercer. Just not.
Yeah. Is it just that he convinced us he deserved a spot, or does he actually deserve a spot?
I think he's great.
I think he's class. Yeah.
And I don't think there's anyone that disagrees with me.
No, me too. I really agree. Maybe just not big enough to be because he's not the biggest 8, is he? He's just very like dynamic, and mind you, Ben Earl's not the biggest 8 I've ever seen. Considering England do have some absolute units.
I'm just surprised that Dan Cole and Joe Marler are still there too.
We were just talking about Ireland not letting go of Cian Healy. This is the same situation, but there's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 Cian Healys.
Don't fucking... You know what? They hold up a scrum.
If they can keep going, if they can keep playing, I'd love to see them play longer.
Just like Cian Healy. I actually never, he doesn't have bad games. Doesn't scrum badly. The same with these guys. Props age like fine wine, short of an injury, they're not fucking going anywhere.
But yeah, let's get away from this boring squad here. The boring Borthwick squad. Let's talk about the Wales squad.
All right.
Because I know you got some things to say about this.
I mean, they're nothing positive, really. Like, I'm just looking at it and going, Jesus Christ. It's like looking at the aftermath of a battle. There's just guys dying with spears sticking out of them. Like, we lost so much talent that what we have left now is just still such a ramshackle of, like, collection of guys.
When you see the squad, how do you feel?
I don't think we're going to win a game.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, I don't think so. No, I
you got some experience coming back.
For example,
Anscombe.
Yeah, actually, no, that's a good point. I do like Anscombe coming back.
You need someone to steer the ship.
Yeah, and he's good at that. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, Gareth Anscombe is someone I'm really excited to see come back.
David Jenkins is injured.
He is injured.
That's a big loss.
There's a lot of exciting youngsters on there, but like it's the same with the regions. Wales don't expect much from Wales for another couple of years. And I say that like without trying to sound too down myself. We'll be back. We produce rugby talent all the time, right? I'm not worried about that.
Oh, that's sad because I wanted to get hyped up. I wanted to get hyped up for this Welsh squad.
I think what you can get excited about is there's genuinely a lot of exciting players in there. Like, I'm excited for Tane Plumtree to have a go. I'm excited to see like Jack Morgan and Dewi Lake, like, come into their own.
Okay, who's the guy that was constantly injured every fucking time?
What position do you play?
He's a flanker.
Flanker.
Yeah.
Injured all the time.
Yeah.
Sam Warburton.
No. No, not him. He's like finally in the squad, and I get to see him play. It's not
Jack Morgan?
Is it Jack Morgan?
Might be. He's class. Yeah, and he's been doing all right for the Ospreys.
It's not Mason Great. No, that's not.
No, it's a back.
Yeah.
No, I think you're thinking of Jack Morgan. When he played Australia in the World Cup, he was amazing. That the guy you're thinking of? And he kicked a 50-22.
He was injured in the last Six Nations. He wasn't.
Yeah, I think that's
he was
Jack
injured
Morgan.
he wasn't in Australia.
Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah, that's Jack Morgan. He last played in the World Cup for Wales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible. Yeah, he's really, really good. We like Wales, we have never had a problem in our back row. We will always have a world-class back row. Like I said, I'm not worried about this long term. I'm just trying to be realistic. Like, this is not a Wales team I can see beating even Fiji. Because we just don't have the cohesion at the minute or the experience, There's a lot of talent in there, but you're throwing a lot of kids at a problem, Gatland's doing the right thing. He's capping a lot of young guys. And he's capping Rodri Williams, which is a bit odd. But yeah.
And he picked half the Gloucester team.
Good, because
Who is Wales playing first?
I thought they were playing Fiji, but I think I'm wrong.
Let's see here. Wales play in the Autumn Internationals.
Yeah.
They play Fiji first.
Oh, they do. I was right. I guess Scotland are playing them the week before then.
So you got Wales versus Fiji.
Yeah.
Then you're going to play Australia.
Our fucking
you gotta
bogey
get some
team.
Revenge.
Yeah, we do. We could beat Australia. Genuinely, I know we lost to them twice.
And then you play South Africa.
No, a fucking chance. Not a fucking chance.
So
battle-hardened South Africa, fresh off just smashing the All Blacks. No, we could win 2 out of 3. I think we'll win 1 out of 3, and I think we'll beat Australia before we beat Fiji.
Look at this, England. Holy fuck! They play New Zealand. Then right after that, they play Australia.
Yeah.
Then they play South Africa.
And then they finish
and then Japan.
They have a little sushi for dessert, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Scotland
have got 4 fixtures, I think.
They play Fiji, South Africa, Portugal. A little bit of break there.
That's an ayahuasca trip flashback.
Australia.
Yeah, that's an easy ride. Why does Scotland always pick easy fixtures? Wales need to do this. Like, why do we keep pretending we're good at rugby right now? Like, Scotland are like, we're not the best team in the world. We could beat you, but we're going to play Portugal. And everyone's like, nice, good for you, good for you. Giving Portugal some exposure. Meanwhile, we're like, no, give us every single team that we can't beat. Ireland, though, that's everyone I want Ireland to play in order. Genuinely.
New Zealand.
Argentina.
That's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have Australia last. Ireland, I think, have a good chance of winning all 3 of these games.
They do. Yeah, they absolutely. I think actually they win all those. I would bet money on that.
Whoever plays they don't play South Africa.
No. Well, they've just played them twice.
But you got to give credit to, like, New Zealand could come in and win every one of these games.
And they often do that in the autumn internationals, right? You got to remember, like, the Tri-Wizard Cup teams. What's it called again? The Rugby Championship.
Yeah.
They're coming in battle hardened, and that's why they often get surprising wins in the autumn internationals. They come out of their thing, and we haven't played internationally for a long time.
Especially when they play Ireland, because they would have played Japan. Then they're going to play England. The only thing is they play a Saturday against England, and on Friday they play Ireland. But Ireland's game against New Zealand, that's it. That's our first game.
Yeah.
International test game.
Yeah.
That they played since Six Nations.
Exactly.
Or
since
summer
they played
tours.
South Africa, which obviously was high intensity, good games.
Yeah.
But it's a while.
And they'll be like, mid-season-ish.
Yeah.
It's not mid-season, like a quarter into the season.
Yeah.
So they're all like fit, and the Irish players are all fit and ready. They're going to be on the team.
What's exciting about this is the spicy Johnny Sexton book story about Ioane and all the water under the bridge between New Zealand and Ireland. Like, both teams have a lot of reason to kick the shit out of each other.
There is some revenge. There's some revenge games.
That's right.
Because England will play South Africa. That's a big revenge game.
Yeah.
Ireland, New Zealand.
Yeah. Honestly, Wales, Australia is a bit of a revenge game for us now.
And then France and New Zealand. Like, New Zealand's going to want to get that win back.
Yeah.
I don't know if France play the Box, which would have been ideal. But they don't do it, no. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had a pretty exciting little podcast today.
We did. That's a nice place
Talked
to
about
end, isn't it?
dreams, got you all fucking angry.
Yeah, you gave me
went into
fucking
conspiracy
Yeah,
lane.
I was spicy today.
If you could buy a club, which club would you buy?
Oh, I told you I think I'd make a club. I'll answer your question. If I could buy a club, and I'm going to say not a Welsh club because that would be too
It could
easy.
be English Championship Club.
I think I'd revive Wasps, bring them
Yeah.
back from the dead with my necromancy.
Do you know what I learned today? There's only one championship club in England that's like has everything in order to like move up.
Is it Doncaster Knights?
Yeah, it is Doncaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of all those teams, there's only one that actually meets the criteria to actually move up.
Is that because of the
And
size
I
of their
heard-
stadium?
And they're doing shit. They're not doing too well.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's coming up for a while.
Yeah.
In fact, it's not possible. It's currently ring fenced. But yeah, one day, Ealing Trailfinders will get back for another win over Saracens, but not this year.
Well, friends, thanks for listening to the podcast. Like and share. You can find us anywhere.
Anywhere.
Not on X anymore.
We're over there.
We're not doing X anymore.
We're doing Threads.
Well, we're going to do Threads. I'll
Okay.
start Threads.
Okay. That's
Find
good.
us on Threads in a month.
Nice.
Don't look for us right now. All right. Have a good one, folks.
Bye-bye.